Hello to my Aquarius. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading, Aquarius. All right. So we have a full blood moon that's coming up on the 7th of September. But the day before that, we have Uranus, which is your other ruling planet, is going to be retrograde in Gemini. So you're getting a lot of downloads. So I really want to help put some things in perspective for you all, so you don't feel like you're losing your mind. You're getting a lot of downloads and messages. And when I say downloads and messages, like signs all around you, you know, so that you're not paranoid. You already have enough to think about. But it's time to kind of do some data dumping, okay? Time to do some data dumping. And when your planet goes retrograde, especially if it's your ruling planet, you really want to slow down and pay attention, right? So for example, if Mercury was retrograde, I would emphasize to Gemini and Virgo, like, hey, y'all really need to slow down. Some messages are trying to come through, right? But both of your ruling planets, Saturn is already retrograde and Uranus is going retrograde on the 6th of September. And then the day after that, we have a full moon in Pisces, full blood moon in Pisces, and Pisces rules 12th house. And on the same day as a total lunar eclipse, which is about totally letting go of something, cutting ties with something that, you know, people, places, and things that don't serve your highest good or your highest purpose or what you were called here to do. That can be painful when your mind is all over the place. So hopefully I'm gonna help add some structure to some things so that you all don't feel like, okay, you're losing your mind. It's a lot going on, you know, so on and so forth. Let's get it. Let's get it. So Uranus is a rebellious planet. Let me just say that right now. It's a rebellious planet. And so some energies are really trying to prove that you all are cold-blooded, Aquarius, okay? Y'all are straight up cold-hearted, cold-blooded, and some energies are out for blood. Let me just say, to start out right there. Uranus is a planet of change and liberation, radical, independent, free, rebellious, original, of originality, revolution, insight, innovation, intellectual, rational, invention, and unconventional planet, right? And it is a very cold planet. And so I speak very highly of all zodiac signs, and I'm speaking highly of yours as well, Aquarius. A lot of times when you all are not really thinking about intentionally being cold, like when you go jump back in your spaceship. And I say that jokingly, lovingly to you all. But this time you really want to slow down, because some cold-hearted things have been going on around you all, and you're just now really waking up in this year of 9. Like this year, 2025 would be year 9. 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 5 is 9. And you're just now waking up as to who is being used to be cold-blooded towards you. Some of you all, it's your husband. Some of you all, it's your wives. Some of you all, it's your kids. And you're like, you cannot believe how cold-hearted and cold-blooded, after all the stuff that you've done, that these energies are being used. What has gotten into them, right? What has gotten into them? Have they had all the blood sucked out of them? Is a different energy into them? Have they been attacked by vampires? Did they suck all the blood out their neck? I'm not saying this to be funny either, but you're starting to really slow down, okay? Your ruling planet, Uranus, is gone retrograde. So let me help you with something. Let me help you with this. Add some structure to it. I'm going to give you some questions for this moon in Capricorn so that you're not carrying any emotional weight on your back. If you've been feeling something in your backbone, your joints, your knees, skin, and hair, that's because the moon moving into Capricorn, there's some energies who still want you to, we're not talking about a Capricorn because the moon was just in Sagittarius, where a lot of you will start feeling lucky. You're like, okay, it's starting to come together, starting to become clear messages, right? So we're not talking about a Sagittarius no more than we're talking about a Capricorn. We're talking about moon phases, so that you don't carry any emotional baggage on your back when you have to use your sword to go ahead and cut ties, because some energies are doubling down, Aquarius, to make sure that you carry an emotional baggage and weight, and you could have been feeling it in your back, your knees, your joints, your skin, and your hair, right? It could have caused you stress where your hair is falling out. Could have caused you issues with your knees are hurting. Could have caused you issues with your joints or your back hurting. Pay attention to all of that, okay? So a full blood moon in Pisces carries deep emotional, spiritual, and transformative energy. So for you specifically, Aquarius, an air sign that's usually rational, future-oriented, and independent, this lunation can feel grounding and even a little destabilizing. But in ways that can lead to growth. That's why I really need y'all boots on the ground for real, Aquarius. Like, this is not where you just like go off in la la land, just like, oh, I'm just gonna be oblivious to something. Nope. So you're getting heightened sensitivity and grounding. Get out in the sun. Get out in the sun. Pisces is a water sign linked with intuition, dreams, emotional release, and Aquarius tend to live in their minds and ideals, but this full moon pulls focus towards the material and emotional realm. So that is in the tangible realm. Family, friends, your finances, all of that. Pay attention. You may feel unusually sensitive, craving stability, or confronting issues around self-worth and security, right? That's exactly what energies will try to attack: your money. So for readers or whatever online and people, because you've been foretelling some things, Aquarius, and energies are trying to attack that. You're like, okay, well, all of a sudden this is happening. Why is that happening? Because energies don't want you, because you already laid some groundwork, right? And people are starting to see, oh, Aquarius was telling the truth about some things, right? Finances and values is the second part, right? So a blood moon, which is a lunar eclipse, right? So we have a total lunar eclipse. Some energies want you to let go of something, right? So instead of, and a total lunar eclipse is totally letting go of something. So some energies are doubling down. They want you to totally let go of something, right? So a blood moon, which is a lunar eclipse, often highlights endings and or revelations. And so for you, Aquarius, the Pisces moon influences can bring shifts in money, resources, or relationships to what you truly value, right? So find out, Aquarius, what your sign is in your 11th house, because that is who energies are using to challenge that. Find out what your zodiac sign is in your 11th house. Okay, every zodiac sign rules a house, and I'll kind of break that down a little bit without being extra long in your reading, because we're already 7 minutes in. So this might mean unexpected financial insights, letting go of old spending habits, or realizing your worth in a relationship or work setting, right? Also, 3, spiritual insight and inner healing. So Pisces influence expands your inner world. For you, Aquarius, this can mean dissolving or rigid thought patterns, helping you to see beyond logic and into intuition. Your dreams, synchronicities, and gut feelings may carry important clues right now. So start paying attention, okay? Also, relationships and boundaries. So because Pisces moon energy is compassionate and boundless, this moon may push you to re-examine how you give and receive support. You could feel the urge to set healthier boundaries, or conversely to soften and let love in more deeply. All right. So some tips for you all, Aquarius, before we lay the cards out, is to ground yourself with mindful practices like journaling, meditating, or time in nature. Second thing is pay attention to finances and material stability. So eclipses can reveal weak spots that need healing. So if you're not the best in managing your money, it's going to reveal it. Okay. The third thing is embracing vulnerability. So it can strengthen rather than weaken your independence, right? Fourth is let your intuition guide decisions, especially where logic feels incomplete. So this is where you're not overthinking something, just like to a point where you're just letting things go. If you need to make some phone calls, make some arrangements or whatever financially, do it. Don't let it bypass you, Aquarius, because you're off thinking about the distance between Uranus and Saturn, and, you know, how big is Pluto, and, you know, okay, what's Mercury all about? Nope. Handle your business, because some energies are really going to attack that area, right? I am valued by my community. I am is source. This is what you're praying for, right? You're praying for yourself and for everybody, that everybody is valued by their community, Aquarius. Everybody is valued by their community, that they see their self-worth as well, right? That they see their worth as well. I see you thriving behind closed doors, right? Let's lay them out. And some energies want to end that. They want to end that. Some people feel like something is their way or the highway. So what's the opposite of value? Devalue. Somebody sees this right here. They want to make sure you feel devalued behind closed doors. Okay? It's not just you. It's a whole lot of energies. Whole lot of energies. And that's what some energies are clapping and cheering over. So I'm trying to help you all put some structure to this. If you need to make some phone calls and make some arrangements, there's no shame in that. No embarrassment, no shame in that. Get your finances in order. So if I have to run through the houses real quick for you all to help y'all understand, to run through the houses, because you are rule 11th house. So let's run through the first 10. Let's run through the first 10 real quick, Aquarius, because otherwise, you know, the first house, Aries rules first house. So people will attack your self and your personality. When I first saw them, okay, now I'm wrong, but I'm not going back on saying I was wrong about something about Aquarius, right? Nah. I didn't think they was that smart. I thought something was going to end them behind closed doors. Here you are, ta-da, hair blowing in the wind, child out there doing cartwheels, even with the check engine battery light on. Check engine light on. Here we have second house. Taurus rules second house. So if people are using an Aries, they're gonna attack yourself and your personality, right? But people are starting to see you have a big heart. You know, an Aries would be used. If people are attacking your second house, if your 11th house is a Taurus, people will attack your second house. They will attack your possessions, your money, your finances, Aquarius, right? Get it in order, and they will align with other people who will attack that part too, whomever. That's why some people are wondering, okay, how come people aren't buying stuff out of their store? How come people are, trying to get you to move out of where you live because you're thriving, right? And you're now starting to make some connections. You're starting to connect the dots, right? If your 11th house is Gemini, people are going to attack your communication, right? People are trying to attack your 10th house. It's a 10 of swords behind closed doors, okay? In case you haven't figured it out, they're trying to attack your 10th house, right? If your 11th house is in Cancer, coming after home and family. So that can be under attack, talking about your home and your family. So see how all of these swords here, usually with sword energy, the person is lying down with swords in their back, right? But this person doesn't have any swords in their back. This person is actually out in the sun. So get out and get some air, get some sun. Remove all that dark energy off of your spirit, Aquarius. Okay? Get out there. Get outside. I don't know who I'm talking to, but child, get up out of the bed, get up outside, get some fresh air, let the wind blow through your hair, whether it's yours or not. It doesn't really matter. Get outside and get some fresh air. You got ancestors all around you, and when I say ancestors all around, I mean like just the memories. You got some good memories of energies all around you, of people who have talked about you behind your back. Somebody is just a very free-spirited energy. So if your zodiac sign is a Leo in your your 11th house, people will attack your creativity and your children, right? In terms of talking about them. All of this is talking about, just so we ain't talking about, talking about them or using a pen or however they're attacking you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Again, basically, somebody did not realize how smart you are, whoever you are, right? If your 6th house, Virgos rule 6th house. And so if your sign in the 11th house is Virgo, then people are going to attack your health and your well-being. That's your daily work, your routines and your rituals, service, health, right? All that's attacked, right? All right, we don't have that much to go, so we can continue laying the cards down. If your 11th house is in is in Libra, people will attack your relationships. Basically, you're the shadow side of everybody else. So it's a lot of projection going on, right? As far as you're concerned, right? If your 11th house, their zodiac sign is Scorpio, right? People will attack your, will come at talking about you behind your back, speaking to intimacy and shared possessions. Who did you share a house with? Who were you intimate with? Y'all get the point by now, right? Because somebody has a God complex coming up against you, trying to devalue you in your community, right? If your 11th house sign is Sagittarius, people want to know where you travel to. Quest and adventure, right? Around your quest for meaning, philosophy, religion, belief, adventure, travel, long journeys, teaching, higher education. Where'd you go to school? People want to know all they want to know about you, right? So a lot of conversation going on about you behind your back. And then 10th house, right? Career and vocation. Find out what your 10th house is, what you were called to do, because you are thriving in it. You are not behind closed doors. I'm telling you, you are thriving, right? You're thriving. This is where you bypass anybody who has a God complex, and you're going straight to source, right? So, right, this is not preaching religion. This is not preaching religion. Yet people who are called to do certain things, not preaching religion. I'm just saying I am right here. I am valued, because that's the card that came out. So find out what you were called to do. 10th house, right? That speaks to your career and vocation. Vocation is with the calling, the inner calling, right? Parents and authority, right? Ambition and status, your public image. Let's get it. Let's keep going. Here we go. Yeah. 6 of Cups. Yeah. Somebody that you talk to, this is the energy. Find out in your 6th house. Somebody that you talk to. Virgo rules 6th house. Find out what your zodiac sign is in your 6th house. Find out who you talk to. You could have spent some time in their house, right? Some energies are talking about you with this energy. Somebody is saying emotionally. Somebody is asking about their memories. Why did something end? 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups is connect us to Scorpio, right? Not a particular Scorpio. Just so we're crystal clear. I gotta clarify, because people will be like, "What Scorpio?" It could be, but it may not be, right? 6 of Cups just connects us with Scorpio, right? So 6th house is about health and well-being, your daily work, your routines and rituals, service, and your health, right? Physical and mental health, right? So how is this person with pets, right? Do you feel like this person needs a pet? Right, you or possibly someone else, how are they around pets, right? So people are talking about you behind your back because you're operating. So I don't know who I'm talking to, because you're operating in your north node, whoever you are. You're not afraid of talking about things. I mentioned Sixth Sense the other day because of the movie, and how there's ways of when you're closing out cycles. Adding a very clear definition to like Sixth Sense. Some people develop it because they've been around a lot of, people who have been divorced, or you've been around people who have lost their jobs. You've been around people who have, that's the end of a cycle. To lose a job or quit a job, that's the end of a cycle. When you've been around people who have gone through divorces, or families who there's been a lot of deaths in the family, people have been around that kind of stuff. So you've developed a sixth sense to know what that looks like, grief on a person, right? So some people are talking to somebody possibly behind your back around, okay, how are they around this energy, that energy, so on and so forth, right? So somebody that was kind of like a mother figure, possibly to you. Here we have the Strength card, right? Because you wear your heart on your sleeve, right? And so people want to know who you're linking up with. Are you talking to certain energies, right? Who was your, and Leo speaks to fifth house. Fifth house is around, creativity and children. Like who are you and your kids connected to? So somebody's trying to gain some kind of clarity, right? Trying to gain some kind of clarity. Like, how does this one seem so calm? Like meek as a lamb. And this one right here is like in survival mode. Like, how does this one like leave and never come back, right? And how does this one want to stay so connected to, like, somebody's trying to find out like where your level of freedom came from, Aquarius, whoever you are. Somebody's trying to figure it out, like how are they thriving behind closed doors when they literally left and never came back, right? How do you know that something is ended? Like, how do you know? Like, how do you have the foresight, the knowledge of it? This person somebody's possibly saying about you, you're out here a lamb amongst apex predators. Like, how are you so calm? Like, what? They need to be studied. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm saying, like, somebody is basically like, you, okay, that level of calmness, like, what? This person, this lets me know that there's some energies who have had some people around you. I feel like with looking at your cards here, you predicted some things. You predicted some things, right? One, you know your worth, you know your value, right? Like in terms of just like your second house, right? And you know your 12th house. You know when to end things, right? Somebody knows when you're around people who believe what they hear about you behind your back, and you just tired of arguing. Basically, you're just like, you know what? Okay, let people believe what they want to believe. That's when you move on. That's what in lay terms, that's what this believe. That's what this is. Some people, they got to stand around and keep proving to people what was said about them behind. No, they lying. I can't believe I was in the house. So and so. Some people, I'm telling y'all, some of y'all are just like, okay, well, you were at home. Right? So you're having a tower moment. Yeah, you're having a tower moment. It is causing an upheaval right now because people cannot figure out why some of y'all are so cool, calm, and collected. Some people are like split in half. Like some people are like, either this person is a master manipulator, and I'm talking about master, like the master of masters, right? But some of you all, because people are thinking like, okay, you know, you think about a wolf, right? A sheep is not safe around a wolf, right? But neither is a lion. No apex predator is around a lamb is not good around any apex predator, right? This is what sets you all apart, Aquarius. A lot of you all have decided, you know what? Let people figure it out. Let them figure it out. You just sick and tired. You left the conversation. Let people figure it out. You already talked to people. That's what I'm trying to help y'all. So these energies, whoever these energies are, you're starting to learn at a certain age. If this is somebody's child, at a certain age, you're saying, if they're over a certain age, like you're saying, okay, you're going to just pray for energies, but you're not coming back. You're not coming back. You're just praying. You're just going to pray. You're going straight to source. But some people whoever this energy is like, okay, we're going to replace you, Aquarius, with a dog. So that this person is not in a wilderness situation. If something happens to them, that they at least have a dog with them and all of this other stuff to protect them, to protect their mental health, right? So they'll have a dog with them, right? Because it's like you left a situation. This came out in somebody else's reading too. This looks like, so you could have had a child with somebody. Y'all could have lived in the same house or whatever, right? Because something is generational and it's starting to show. You could have had a child with someone, Aquarius, or you could have been the child of someone where you may have had to grow up with a dog because somebody could have been told if they leave with nothing. And it could have caused so much distress, that, okay, well, let's get some pets, right? They'll absorb, they'll take their mind off of, something being over. But it's almost like being in the house with two parents who you can just see that it's over, right? So you broke some kind of a generational cycle chain and curse, and people are trying to bring a tower down on you, and you're thriving. So watch out for those areas. Watch out for those areas, because this is what's being attacked, your money. People trying to bring a tower down on your money, because there's a lot of money coming across your path. So if you have a storefront and you start to see your customer base declining in one shape, form, or fashion, sources saying because some energies are attacking that. It's almost like they don't want you to collaborate with certain people. And you're an Aquarius, you operate in love. You're like, you know what? Let's let bygones be bygones. Let's collaborate with certain people. They're like, no, you're not collaborating with anybody, because you're not hooking up with them, because it's almost like a person that don't want you to have a conversation. Y'all know what I'm saying, Aquarius? It's almost like they don't want you to have a conversation with somebody because they're afraid that a conversation is going to spill over into something else. That's like, I knew it. I knew who was behind such and such and such and such. But guess what? Some of y'all gifts, because you're already operating in your North Node, you know who's behind something. You already know. That's why you're thriving. And I'm talking about in terms of wealth. You have a wealth of knowledge. But this is what energies are attacking. They're trying to bring a tower down on your money. Your money. Somebody jumped to some conclusions about you. This is Ace. This is first house, right? It was somebody who jumped to some conclusions about you, and they have a God complex, whoever they are, Aquarius, and they like, okay, we coming straight for their money. So if that means that we're going to put their store out of business, we're going to put the store out of business. We're going to put this, somehow we're going to put their North Node out of business. And it's just heartbreaking to even hear about it. For real, it's just like, wow, people going through that length. Some of y'all are just now healing from some other things, right? So you're trying to heal from other things that you've talked to people about, and you're like, wow. So, so you can move on. Like I said, you can move on from some heartbreaks by just talking directly to Source, Creator, Higher Power. But I definitely see some of you all have already talked to loved ones, because somebody used a final sword to put in someone's back, right? Because they had already, somebody had already said to them, it's their way or the highway. Two energies have already said to someone's child, whether it's a young child or if it's an adult, like I said, you're going to have to learn how to let them make their decisions. Whoever, if it's it's an adult, you're going to have to learn how to let them make their decisions. Because you're not being cold-blooded towards anybody. Yeah, so I see you moving on. Because it's been causing, you're not trying to cause a young person any more nightmares than they have already gone through. Right? Any more nightmares than they have already been through. Some of you all, and so these, when I look at your cards here, like I said, if they were younger, you would stay in the fight. But even if you don't have any kids and you were on the receiving end, somebody is starting to remember some things, why you were having nightmares. And so even if you don't have any kids yourself, just hearing certain things as to why certain people have moved on, possibly another Aquarius, as this is Aquarius's card, is heartbreaking to hear, because you're starting to see, it reminds me of a story of where the king had to make a determination as to who the real mother was, right? If y'all know that story, right? That's why somebody's gonna feel like they hit the jackpot of who the real mother was, because one mother who had lost their child, however they lost their child, like maybe the child just, they may have lost their child a long time ago, and it's not always in a physical death, but the cycle could have ended where something happened where the child just kind of checked out. Could have been just so much chaos and confusion going on, where the child just checked out, right? Where you may have noticed that if you had any kind of connection with loved ones, they may not even put their child's name on stuff. Like if you got cards or anything, like pictures or, you know, card, anything, they may have left their child's name off of stuff or whatever. Very different than, you know, putting all that stuff on social media. A lot of people are learning how to protect their kids, you know, or take their kids, they like showing pictures of their relationships on social media to protect their relationships. But I'm talking about, like, some of y'all have pictures, you know, cards that y'all have in your possession behind closed doors, and you're now starting to notice, how come some of your loved ones didn't even list, if they have like 3-4 kids, how come they didn't list certain of their kids' names on a card? How come it's almost like that child doesn't even exist anymore? Because they were already telling you in so many words, that child is dead to me. That's basically what they're saying. God complex. That's a master manipulator. Apex predator. You are just emotionally intelligent to peep it. Basically, if you leave home, you don't exist to me anymore. And so, but some people, they really need it. They need that. That's their love language. They really need the emotional connection with master manipulators. And that'll make a person cry. Like, okay, I'm not your son or daughter anymore, that you don't love me anymore. And some of y'all are like, okay, deuces, you out. Oh, you're not the son or daughter anymore? Okay, y'all been playing that game long enough. Bye. That's why emotionally, you feel like you hit the jackpot. So, yeah. So some energies are still trying to blindside you, but your ancestors keep alerting you to things. Start listening. That's where you want to start down, you know, your dreams, all of that. Your wishes have been fulfilled, Aquarius, that you were able to just pass on through, drop off some golden nuggets to some loved ones, and energies are still trying to blindside you. Some of them are still trying to reach out to you via telepathy, all of that. Still trying to cause you tower moments. Trying to attack all your houses. That's why this card came out first, because you're operating it. Some of y'all are literally operating in your north node already. They still trying to blindside you. But your ancestors keep telling you, you know, like your spirit guides are also telling you, you know, things, because you hit the jackpot. Yeah, keep your vibrations high. Keep your vibrations high. Take the emotions out of something. Because if they're old enough to make a decision on their own, that's some people's love language. And that's okay. You're not judging anybody. Some of your loved ones need to stay connected to, they feel like they need to stay connected to certain family members. You know, 6th house, it helps for them, they feel like, okay, it helps their mental health and their well-being, their mental and physical health and their well-being. And instead of people just releasing, just allowing you to just move on with your life, they got to attack you. Like, what the heck? Like, attack what? You moved on. You ain't bothering nobody. You're not bothering anybody. So that's why some of you all are thriving by yourselves, right? You're not bothering anybody. You have this whole new lease on life. And some people have been manipulated. This is, let me add some more structure to something for somebody. So before we go ahead and close this out, this would literally be like parents playing guilt trips on their kids. Oh, you don't love me. That's why you don't come around. You just talked to them 5 minutes ago. Oh, you didn't do so and so, and I really thought to be so, and trying to compare you to another sibling. Okay, how long is that game gonna go on? For real. So go ahead and using the same swords to cut energies off that's been talking about you behind your back, Aquarius. In love, you're just closing out cycles in love. You're not cold-hearted, none of those things. You're not aloof. You're now just aware of people playing those mind games. You're just aware of people playing the same old mind games. So So that's why some people are now starting to see you're thriving by yourself, and people are like, well, no, actually we saw that person, and because people are now getting word back. Like people are now, for real, some of people are like, no, actually Aquarius is actually, we just saw Aquarius, they were thriving, they looked like they were having fun. We sitting here watching, well, no, we on the phone right now. Do I need to turn a camera? Do I need to FaceTime and turn a camera around to show you what I'm seeing? Like, they look like they happy to me. They don't look sad, because somebody has been hearing it for so long, the guilt trip. When people actually wrote you off ever since you left the house, didn't include your name, nothing in anything, and now all of a sudden people see you thriving, and people still see you thriving, Aquarius. People are now aligning themselves to people who are trying to attack your money, right? So you got big money coming across your path. You have a whole new lease on life, and new money coming across your path, you and someone else. Yeah. So, and it's coming in fast. So stay focused. Get yourself outside, Aquarius, in the sun. Soak up the sun, Aquarius. But stay focused. Yeah, because you got karmic couples that's trying to come in just as fast. They are only vaguely familiar with your teenage years. Whoever this energy you're on, who are in your teenage years, they asking all kinds of questions. So how were they, in their teenage? Did you witness around pets? Do you feel like they need an emotional pet? They don't even really know you, except from your teenage years. So that means they got to link up with, certain other people to put you in survival mode. They coming in with minimal information. Yeah, Queen of Cups here. So you're genuinely compassionate, whoever you are. Somebody could be mirroring compassion based on their education, could be based on who they're connected to, could be whoever they're linking up with. But yeah, and they're being ruthless about it. So source is saying you're free. Whoever you are, you're free. You are free. So keep thriving. Keep thriving. Yeah. People looking in the wrong place. They looking on your computer. And you got physical evidence of something. I mean, like, they're looking in the wrong place. Anyway, you're High Priestess. Your portal is open. See this person with this laptop? Okay. All right. So, like I said, I had to add a little bit more time to this. But no, you're valued by your community, Aquarius. And so, for example, we live in an information age where a lot of people are putting everything on social media, right? Who they're in a relationship with, pictures of their kids, all this other stuff, right? So, for example, let's say, for instance, you start seeing some strange stuff, around your home, like outside, right? Like I saw this lady, it wasn't really funny, but I saw this on Instagram the other day. Somebody's camera had picked up this woman cutting her neighbor's roses. Some of y'all may have seen it. She just like boldly walked up to her next door neighbor, like, you know how much money and how much time and effort it takes to plant the seeds and grow roses and how beautiful they are. But somebody's neighbor has literally cut somebody's their roses, like just walked up and she just started cutting her roses, like started making a whole I was just like, what? If the woman's camera had not picked it up, she probably wouldn't have known who did it, right? So if you live in an apartment building, some things could drop from upstairs down to a lower space, right? If you live somewhere like in a community where you have a low gate, somebody could drop something over the gate and forget to come get it, right? The point I'm making here is that you don't have to stop sharing things just because people are basically trying to say something is wrong with you mentally, right? Something is wrong with you mentally. You're going to have people speculate everything. Let me just help y'all out with something. They're going to speculate no matter what you put on social media, people are going to believe, oh, they happy behind closed or they not, right? But to go to somebody who's only known you in your teenage years and for people to be tapping into your computers and doing all this crazy mess just based on the stuff that you're saying, whoever you are, and again, I'm just channeling your energy here, that is the reason why you have shut them off, because they don't know you. They're not giving you a chance to evolve, to grow in those areas. I'm telling y'all, somebody just saw y'all recently and was like, no, that's why this is a card right here. Somebody saw y'all thriving. They were like, This person don't look dead to me. They don't look dead behind the eyes. They don't look like they, out of it. They don't look like they on something. Somebody may even ask you, do you smoke? Do you drink? Here, have a drink. Because somebody lied and said you're a drinker. If you do, you probably drink responsibly, right? But somebody say, oh no, this person, they get tore up. They get tore up from the floor up. It's supposed to be torn down, right? Somebody may have said all those things about you. None are true. Oh no, behind closed doors. You don't know. Or no, this person, they get so high, they be high as a Georgia pine. So somebody could have asked you for a lighter. Somebody could have asked you for, do you smoke? If you don't smoke, you don't smoke. If you do, you just whatever. I mean, whoever you are. But bottom line is, source is saying people are just making up stuff because you don't want to be with certain people. That's bottom line. And some other people are starting to relate. They can do all the digging they want to do it on a computer. Whoever it is, they can dig all they want. But guess what? It's certain energies. Once you know that something is over, it's over. That's the end of that. All right. It could be a friendship that's over. Once it's over, and you close out the cycle in love, they can say you cold-blooded and you cold-hearted. But guess what? You got some physical proof or evidence that, hey, that you invested in a friendship, a love relationship, a job, whatever the case may be. So people could be looking through your computer. Your portal is wide open and you're thriving. So people are trying to attack your money or something of value to you. That's a person, place, or thing. Oh, they just so cold and leave their kids behind. Some of y'all kids 30, 40, 50 years old. And you had all them years with your kids, and they made a choice because that's their love language. So hopefully this adds something to help you all. Yeah, some people are saying it because you made a distinction. You made a distinction. And for some of you all, it could be maybe you talk to one parent and you don't talk to the other, right? Because the other parent still playing the guilt trip game. And they still talking to everybody else. Oh, they don't talk to the other parent. Like, oh, they don't talk to me because, all that I did for them. Did they do it to one day bring a guilt trip to you? Or did they do it because they wanted to? That's love. You do because you wanted to. You do it out of the kindness of your heart. You want because you wanted to. Right? So people are saying that you cold-hearted, Aquarius, because you thriving. But consider the source. Consider the resource that is, and some energies. And you're not cold-hearted. You're not cold-hearted. So these energies are trying to do something very, very cold-hearted to you based on what they're hearing. What they're hearing about you all, Aquarius. Like I said, it's a double tower here. Some energies are trying to bring down a tower on you and somebody else. Because you made a decision to walk away from a situation. Like I said before, some of y'all are going to start noticing when y'all start seeing stuff. Like I said, that lady, she picked up on that camera that somebody was clipping her roses. And that it's a lot of money that you take into putting in flowers and stuff in the ground. If she hadn't caught that thing on camera, let's say, for instance, she lived in an apartment building or a condo or whatever, and somebody reached down and got one of them, the really long clippers and was clipping it and bringing it back up, she would have been like, okay, I didn't catch that. I didn't catch it on the camera. I don't know where it came from. Because you may have caught a person, right? Or anything could have had anything. So you're making a decision. That's bottom line. You're making a decision. You are making a decision. So good for you, because again, this is adding structure to something, structure and clarity to something. All right, so here are the questions for you when it comes to this moon in Capricorn. The moon is currently in Capricorn if you're watching the video. Capricorn energy is one of ultimate persistence and determination in a very practical and in a very real way, right? It's not fazed by challenges. That moon in Capricorn refer to a she by default. It's a feminine energy by default. But of course, masculine, divine, feminine energy. It's not fazed by challenges. It gives you the courage and the strength to keep going during tough times and confusion when you think that things are getting tough or fear kicks in. But yeah, you're choosing wisely. Yeah, listen, people too busy pointing fingers at you because you're closing out you're closing out cycles. You feel complete. That number 7, you feel complete, and people are asking why. How could you complete a cycle with 2 energies and everybody's pointing fingers? This finger over here, this finger over here, this finger over here. How could you close out a cycle with 2 energies, whoever these 2 energies are? Or 2 types of energies. It can be your job and your personal life, or 2 people, places, or things. But since it's a blood moon, it can be blood relatives, whoever it is. Or people that you had kids with, or whatever. I don't know what the situation is. Take only what resonates with you. But it's a new beginning. Something is a new beginning for you, because somebody saw you and they saw you thriving. Somebody saw you thriving. So like I said, you're free. So all this chatter going on about you, but did somebody start at the root and ask you? No. Too busy spying and sprying. Somebody didn't pray about it before they did what they did, but you did. You prayed about something. You say, no, it's something is over. Yeah. Yeah. So this is what's headed someone's way. Somebody could be getting married, and 2 kids could be involved in something. So you have a lot of ancestors around you, you know. And again, speak to, you know, like I said, you prayed about something. So some of you all may find that if you have multiple kids, some of your kids may have chosen this side, some of your kids may have chosen that side. But if they're adults, you're sending them off with blessings, not burdens. You don't send your kids off cursing them out. That's a curse, like sending a curse. Oh, you gonna learn. You'll find out. No. Sending them off in love. Still love them. Yep, you still love them. If they're your kids, whatever. Agape love, even if it's an ex, agape love. Friends, agape love. You don't wish harm on anybody. Nope. On anybody. That's why a lot of y'all are valued by your community, because you're not operating in hate. You prayed about something ahead of time. Somebody prayed long and hard before something, and something hurt you. But once you start to see that, hey, something is so far left that your love language is different than somebody else's, you said, okay, not a problem. You just move on. It wasn't a competition from the beginning. Somebody wants, and I'm seeing this right now on social media. I'm not gonna say with whom I'm saying this. It's a very prominent figure. I'm seeing this on social media right now, and I'm just like, oh Lord. I wonder if anybody else see it. I'm sure a lot of people seeing, because it's causing a whole lot of chatter. I don't know the person personally, but it's something on social media that's going on right now. Some people feel like they cheated to win something when you didn't know something was a competition. So they cheated to win something, right? And when you act like an Aquarius, which is, okay, well, you didn't know it's a competition. You're operating in a spirit of love. They want to extinguish you. They got to go into the public humiliation. You're sleeping around for money. They got to talk about who you're in a relationship with. I mean, they got to go for broke for real, and devaluing you to your community, right? They got to go for broke. And that's where you got to cut that's where you got to cut ties. That's where you need to cut ties. All right? And that is why you're valued by your community, because same people, stuff had happened to them too. Here, your ancestors have a message. Some people got to go broke when you don't follow their pattern of doing things. So don't cast your pearls before swine. Don't cast your pearls before swine. So your ancestors are very proud of you. Your ancestors are very proud of you. Somebody planning to disrupt your money, it backfired. So if you have your period and you were thriving before, guess what? Things are turning around for you. That's what Source is trying to tell you. Things are turning in your favor, okay? Your 6th house. 6th house is about your health and your well-being, your mental and physical health, because a lot of people have the same thing in common, Aquarius, whoever you are. A lot of people. People have attacked your daily work, your routines, and your rituals. They've attacked your health, physical and mental, and your service. And when I tell you they was putting the screws to y'all, for real, screwing it. You know what I'm saying? Like putting the screws to you all. We're going to attack their lovers. We're going to attack their money. We're going to attack their kid. We're coming at them with everything. And guess what? You answered a call in your life, right? So drink more water is a form of self-care, right? Listen to your intuition, right? and your peace is paramount. So Angel Raphael, the healer and protector of travelers. Yeah, and so your peace is paramount. Yeah, so the people are asking about how are you around pets and all of this other stuff, they're asking the same type of energy. You start speaking up, in love, of course, and just saying, okay, you're not coming back to something, or you're not changing your mind about something. They fall right into they drink that same poison. And you can tell, that's how you know. So healed people move differently. Yeah. So don't give yourselves a headache over something. Yeah. So get focused. Get focused. Focus. Get focused, okay? Get focused. Yeah. Somebody's ex wants to return. I don't know if that's an ex-friend, ex-love interest. I don't know what ex, right? Somebody who you were connected to. But when people start playing that guilt trip and they know behind closed door, you gave it all you got. You did your best. You poured out everything till you was empty, until you was a zombie behind closed doors. Until you let people start talking to you any kind of way and treating you any kind of way, where people didn't even recognize you. That's when you say, and they start that conversation about, I don't know what's gotten into them. Yeah, they've been starting that projection. You say, oh, okay. All right. Okay. Bye-bye. Yeah, so that is what I have for you all. That is what I have for you all. So yeah, somebody's ex wants to return. They played all that guilt mind trip. They did it to a point of humiliating you. Humiliating you and somebody else to get you to return. And guess what? You still thriving and you still ain't going back. And this could be, and it's not always ex-love interest, just so we're crystal clear. It could have been an ex-friend. It could have been an ex-whomever. This could have been like 6 people. It could have been 10 people, whoever it was. But guess what? You're closing out a cycle in love. Right. That's what I have for you all. Hopefully this is helpful. Let's get a number here for you all, Aquarius. But yeah, learn how to close out cycles in love, because guilt is not going to bring you back when you know you poured everything you had into something. You gave it your all. And so if your best isn't good enough, what's the songwriter? Don't get me to messing up a lyric. I love music, but this song is coming to my mind, and I'm thinking about this particular song by this one of my favorite artists. Because I love all genres of music, but I'm thinking about this particular song. But it's almost like when you give your best to people just in general, and they still talk about you behind your back, and they're thinking, okay, well, why don't you just drink the Kool-Aid? Why don't you just drink the poison like I did? And they get mad and they go right into trying to cause a tower moment with other people. So 1, 2, 3, stepping stone. You are on your way. You are on a distinct path, and you are on a distinct path and are well on your way to your goals. So pay attention to the details, as each choice you make present a small part of the big picture. The little things do matter, so take a moment right now to close your eyes and visualize a path in front of you leading you to your heart's desires. Yeah, so this is where you're taking baby steps, right? You're taking baby steps. Here are the questions for the moon in Capricorn, because I had to split this video up. So if I already gave you the questions and I'm giving it to you again, it's just because I'm still in filming mode, right? And also, so first question is, what are your top 3 priorities this week, this month, and this year? The second question is, what are your biggest fears? The third question is, do you have specific daily rituals and routines that nourish you? Fourth question is, do you reward yourself when you accomplish something? And then fifth, last but not least, is how much of your day or week do you block out for self-care and personal development? Yeah. Some of y'all are going back to school. Some of y'all are just kind of returning to what worked for you, where you started thriving. And that's what it really boiled down to. Somebody ex. It could be several exes, ex-friends, or part of your prior soul community could want you to come back into a fold for you to just go back into a zombified state where people talk to you any kind of way. You just sat there and cried, and people want to see you cry again because they can manipulate that emotion. but you're not a crier anymore, because they couldn't see that you saw that they had zombified out. That's the sixth sense, that they had zombified out, and that's what the tears were. And you don't have any tears, and you just have that gift. And y'all know what I mean when I say you don't have any tears. You saw it. You like, okay, all right, that's when it's time to leave. Somebody wants you to kind of sort of, buy into a particular such and such, and you know yourself well enough. You know yourself well enough to just say, okay, yeah, spiritual strength. So, a Sagittarius may be of significance to somebody, because Sagittarius rules 9th house, but also find out what your zodiac sign is in your 9th house. That's going to be of significance to you as well. In your 9th house. 9th house, find out what your zodiac sign is in your 9th house. That may be of significance to somebody. But Sagittarius rules 9th house. And so somebody is now building their spiritual strength because of you. Because of you. Somebody is starting to see this person is not, something is not wrong with this person at all. They know how to close out a cycle. When they see that they see how you've influenced them, but they also see how they influenced you. Like when you notice something is over, a marriage is over, a job is over, a friendship is over, a relationship is over, when to leave, okay? Sometimes we overstay our welcome in other people's universe when you should have left a long time ago. That's what it really boils down to. So yeah, crown chakra, adjust your crown. So clean eating day. So somebody may be fasting. So whatever that looks like for you, there's plenty of free fasting tools online, right? So I can't tell y'all what to do. That's what your doctor there for, to ask them. But yeah, that's part of your health routine. But that's what I have for you all, Aquarius. Yeah, that's it. You're embarking on a new journey. If you have little kids, or that's different if it's a relationship with your kids. But if they're older, maybe that's something else is their love language. That's not the same as yours. You're embarking on a whole new journey. So you're letting them choose. This is something is not a competition. If people are, thrilled by, we were able to, they love us more, and that's what it really boils down to. Some people want you to return. They want you to return back to zombified state. You're not like you used to be. You have evolved. You're in your north node. Somebody answered a call in their lives. That's what it is. That's what it boils down to. So you're inspiring a lot of people to become stronger spiritually. We're not talking about religion, okay? Yeah. Spiritually. So people are trying to attack your money. So I'm telling y'all, if you are a YouTuber and they're trying to tell you, start seeing your numbers messed up or something, that's the shadow banning, all of that stuff. People are trying to attack your money. That's where you stop talking about how you're making your money, because Source is going to be giving you some new ideas that's going to help you make money, aligning you with other people. So that's what it is, Aquarius. Hopefully this is helpful. I will see you all in the next video. All right, so continue with your clean eating habits and continue listening to your intuition. You got a lot of energies around you that's watching you and reporting back. And I say reporting back like, y'all know what I'm saying, like, because there's a lot of people that have people in common. But somebody saw you and was like, Aquarius look like, and we ain't talking about online either. There's some people are seeing y'all online. Because somebody says, oh, that picture that they posted, that's an old picture of them. But you got to see them today. Like today. Not today, but today. You got to see them now. No, because the last time I saw them, they looked a mess. I mean, just lying, right? They didn't look like they were, they looked like they was just dead behind the eyes. And I can tell, they sad, they this and that. That was the farthest thing from the truth. A lot of y'all are really out here thriving, and not because you're cold-hearted or cold-blooded. It's because you prayed about some things, you've already released, you grieved about some things. You said, you know what? When you was 100% in, you was 100% in. But now that you're gone, especially like I said, and I don't want to keep being redundant, if people are older and they made a decision, you know how to pray for people. If they're younger, people are not thinking for themselves. If they little, that's different. You're going to hang in there. You fighting and all of that. But now somebody knows how to fight in the spiritual realm through prayer. You're praying for people. Yeah. Y'all got to remember y'all ruled by a karmic planet, right? So y'all are mirror to people's demons. So it's not exposed, it exposed somebody else's demons. That's why y'all are helping people to strengthen themselves spiritually, Aquarius. So like whoever, high vibrating Aquarius, keep doing what you're doing. Keep closing out cycles in love. This is baby steps. All right, that's what I have for you. That is what I have for you. That's what I have for you. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And, you know, drop some prayer hands below, or sometimes they call them high fives, but drop some prayer hands below. Start praying for people. If you can't drop comments, just drop prayer hands below, because a lot of family members and loved ones need prayers. They really, really do, because it does matter to them what people are saying about them behind their back. Even if they are thriving and people are like, oh, yeah, that everything that they do, somebody would demonize what they do. Even if they feel good, like thriving, right? And so Source is saying to you, hey, listen, just pray for people. Let Source work it all out. Let Source sort it out. So drop some hand emojis below. Just drop, because y'all, that's y'all, you send out prayers to your loved ones. All right? Bye.